Hey, it's me Praveen, and in my last video we talked about the Constitution of Nepal 2015, and as I said in that video that we will go deep into every topics of this constitution. So I'm here today to tell you something about the federalism part of this constitution. Before we can go deep into the topic of federalism, we need to know a little background of this topic, so we need to go a little back in time to know how this issue came into the mainstream. Decentralization was always an issue to the Nepali people, but under the monarchy their voices couldn't reach to the top authority. But things changed after 2006. When the 2006 People's Movement was hugely successful, the monarchy was deposed and interim constitution was acted. This interim constitution had many progressive agendas, but things didn't end here. Within 1 year of this interim constitution, Madhes movement began with federalism as its main demand. So, government then decided to incorporate federalism into this constitution. This was how federalism got officially documented. Maoists always had restructuring of nation as their main agenda during the decade-long armed conflict, so they came up with a proposal of 14 states for this election. On the other hand, Madhesi parties proposed that there should be only one single state in the Tarai region. Meanwhile, NC and UML didn't have any concrete boundaries for the states, but they came up with some of the basis for restructuring Nepal. In this election, Maoists became the biggest party and formed a coalition government. After discussion and deliberation, Maoist and Madhesi parties came into the same stand and they decided to have 2 states in the Madhes with 10 states in total. But NC and UML were opposed to it. So due to this difference in the issue of federalism, the constitution could not be drafted in time. After that, the parties decided to form a state restructuring committee which was supposed to give a model of federalism in Nepal. But this committee was also divided and they presented 2 reports. The majority report suggested that there should be 10 states and the minority report suggested for 6 states in Nepal. After 4 years of unsuccessful efforts and after the order issued by the Supreme Court, the government of that time decided to dissolve the Constituent Assembly and announced the second election of the Constituent Assembly. In the second election of the Constituent Assembly, Nepali Congress became the biggest party and they formed the government under their leadership. In the second election, the parties had gone to the people saying that they would form the constitution within the 1 year, but the second Constituent Assembly was not able to do so in 1 year, so there was a confusion among the parties what to do next. Then the unfortunate earthquake happened which shook all of the Nepal and even the Nepali politics wasn't spared. Then the 4 major parties agreed on 6 states and decided to promulgate the constitution. But there were protests from the people of far western and mid-western regions, so the parties decided to form 7 states instead of 6 states. And after this modification, the people of Madhesi and Tharu community started the protest. Many people were killed in this protest. But the parties decided to go on with their plan and promulgated the constitution on 20th of September 2015 with provision for amendments and change in the future. This was how federalism made its way into the constitution of Nepal. So now let's see what is inside the federalism part of this constitution. So first of all, let's talk about the boundaries of these 7 states. The state number 1 has all the districts of the former Eastern Development Region except Saptari and Siraha. State number 2 has following 8 districts: Saptari, Siraha, Dhanusa, Mahottari, Sarlahi, Rautahat, Bara and Parsa. The state number 3 have all the districts of the former Central Development Region except the district that I mentioned in the state number 2. State number 4 has all the districts of the former Western Development Region except the district in the state number 5 which I will mention now. The districts in the state number 5 are the western part of the Nawalparasi, the Rupandehi, Kapilvastu, Palpa, Orgakhanchi, Gulmi, the eastern part of the Rukum, Rolpa, Bhutan, Dang, Banke and Bardia. And the state number 6 has all the districts of the former Mid-Western Development Region except the ones I stated in the state number 5. Similarly, the state number 7 has all the districts of the former Far Western region. So beside the boundaries of the state, another important thing about federalism is how are the resources and the powers distributed among the 3 levels of the governments, that is federal, provincial and the local level. First of all, let's talk about the power of the federal government. I will list out some of the fields that the national government will look after. Army, central police, central bank, foreign policy, monetary policy, the monitoring and regulation of telecommunications, customs, excise duty, VAT, federal civil service, judiciary systems, and all the issues that are not included in the constitution. Now let's look into the powers that are within the provincial government. Provincial police, the banks and financial institutions, radio, FM and television stations, land and house registrations fees, vehicle tax, entertainment tax, advertisement tax, tax and tourism services, agriculture and livestock management, and community trust. So now let's look into the powers of the local government. They are supply, distribution and price control of the essential goods, laws related to family affairs, tourism, drinking water and sanitation, movies, cinema halls and sports, employment and aid to unemployed. So these are how the powers are distributed within the three levels of governance. So this might have given you an idea how the federalism will work in Nepal. So if you have any confusions, questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video and want to have some more videos about the constitution, give me a thumbs up, share this video to your friends and stay tuned by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.